Hello and welcome to the All Rookie Podcast. Today is May 12th, 2025, and I'm your host, William Harris, aka William is Bill. Follow me on Twitter at William is Bill. Today, great day, huge day, surprising day for the NBA. The NBA draft lottery results came out. We saw the ping pong balls. Well, we didn't technically see the ping pong balls, but the results of the NBA draft lottery were revealed just moments ago. Fans are going crazy. The world is going crazy. Uh, I'm not going to spoil it right away, but this was wild. Okay. Let's get into some of the percentages of guys of teams had for their chance for the lottery. Now, the worst three teams in the league were the Jazz, the Wizards, and the Hornets. They all had the highest percentage chance to get the number one pick at 14%. Then it was the Pelicans at 12.5, Sixers at 10.5, and it was possible that they would lose their pick overall if it wasn't top six. Then the Nets, 9%, Raptors, 7.5%, Spurs, 6%. And those are really the only teams that should have a shot at getting this number one pick. But wait, there's more. The Rockets, little under 4%. Blazers, little under 4%. Mavs, little under 2%. Bulls, under 2%. Kings and Spurs, under 1% chance for the number one pick. Now, let's go down the list, starting with number 14. The results of the lottery. With the 14th pick, it goes to the San Antonio Spurs. That is a pick that they acquired from the Hawks for the trade with the DeJounte Murray deal. So they are going to have two picks in this lottery, but they ended up with 14 right there, so they did not jump ahead with that Hawks pick, which they could have, but it's okay because they have another pick. Number 13, the Hawks. So the Hawks get to keep their selection. They only lost one spot. A lot of people thought with that trade, the Hawks were in big trouble because that could have been a top five pick. It ended up being 13 and 14 for the Spurs. So they only lost one spot. Hawks 13, Spurs 14. Number 12, the Chicago Bulls. And that's where they should have been with their 1.7% chance. So the Bulls have the 12th pick. For the 11th pick, the Portland Trail Blazers. No luck for them. And for the 10th pick, the Rockets. And the Rockets had a 3.8% chance. So far, no surprises from 14 to 10, except for the let's see. The Kings have lost their pick because they were not in this lineup. It depended on where they selected from. And the Mavs are not in this bottom five. So keep your eyes open for that. Number 9, the Raptors. They fell a little bit. They had the seventh best chance. They fell to the ninth pick. Brooklyn Nets fell to the eighth pick, while they had the sixth best odds to get that pick. And now we're at number 7. This is where it gets tricky. The Pelicans, they fall from number 4 to number 7. That is not good for the team that was riddled by injuries. Zion Williams, they need help. Not good for the Pelicans. It's going to get worse, though. Number 6, the Washington Wizards. Yes, those Wizards that were in the top 3 for the bottom 3 with the highest percentage chance, the Jazz, Wizards, and Hornets for the first spot, they fall all the way to 6. So possibly the worst team in the league. Did not get rewarded at all for that, which in the NFL you get rewarded for with the first pick. The Wizards fall to number 6. So that is devastating. Wizards fans were really, really hoping and thinking they had a great chance of getting Cooper Flag. They don't even get Dylan Harper. They don't even get Ace Bailey. They don't even get VJ Edgecombe. They fall all the way to 6. Mm. But it still gets worse. With the fifth pick, the Utah Jazz, and they were one of the bottom 3 as well. That same 14% fell to number 5. Horrible. It was clear it was going to be the Hornets, Jazz, or Wizards to get this number 1 pick. And guess what? Number 4, the Charlotte Hornets. 3 teams in a row with the highest percent chance to get the number 1 pick fell to 4, 5, and 6. No luck for the Hornets, Jazz, or Wizards at all. It's just terrible. And those are terrible teams that will probably be terrible again next year because they were not helped out at all in this lottery. Number three. So yes, that means the 76ers have gotten their to keep their pick. If it would have fell from seven or worse, they would have lost their pick. The Sixers end up with the third pick, and that should help their team tremendously. I would think they would slot in Ace Bailey there. It's a great positional fit, great player, especially with a lot of potential. Unless they trade it for a veteran, Ace Bailey might take a year or two to fit in with Embiid. We don't know, but that is a great spot for the 76ers to be, whether they take that pick or trade it. That leaves the Mavs and the Spurs as the last two teams. Can you believe it? The Mavs have jumped up from 11th odds to they're going to be number one or number two. Who's it going to be? Drum roll, please. Da, 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 da. If you've already seen this, you know. But the number two selection, the San Antonio Spurs, and they were like seventh, or they had the eighth highest chances to get the number one pick. They end up with the number two pick, so they jumped tremendously, six picks up for the second pick, so that helps Wemby, obviously. And believe it or not, the Dallas Mavericks, with their 1.8% chance of getting the number one overall pick, end up with the number one overall pick. Yes, the Dallas Mavs that were in the play-in game. They got Anthony Davis. They traded away Luka Doncic. They have Kyrie injured, who may miss a lot of next year, maybe all of next year. The Mavs are rewarded for their horrible season for numerous reasons. And everyone is saying after this NBA draft lottery that it was rigged. The Mavs made a horrendous trade, Nico Harrison, trading Luka Doncic away for Anthony Davis. The franchise is falling apart. The fans are boycotting. And Adam Silver helped them out and gave him the number one pick. That's what everyone is saying because there is no way in boop that that the Mavs should have gotten the number one pick. And we saw it last year though. The Hawks, I believe, had the ninth highest odds to get the number one pick. They ended up getting it. So, the Mavs had the 11th highest odds and they ended up getting it. So this is a trend. It's either a big coincidence or it is rigged because it's kind of crazy. But we've seen in multiple years teams with the number one, the worst record in the league, who have the highest chance of the number one pick. A lot of times they fall to five. Happened to the Pistons a couple times. The Hornets have not gotten close to the number one pick, really, and they've deserved it. The Wizards have been terrible. All these teams have been bad for a long time, and they are not really getting the picks they want. So it seems to me Adam Silver is almost um, he's making it clear he's not rewarding teams that are excessively tanking, in my opinion. So you can drop those last 20 games all you want, sit healthy players all you want, but Adam Silver's like, okay, you want to do that? All right. Come see me in May and then see how you feel about that. Because, like I said, the Hornets, Jazz, and Wizards were severely punished. And you look at a team like the Mavs, Anthony Davis came back. He could have sat out the rest of the year. He came back after that big time injury after Kyrie was out, Luka's gone, and obviously, and he came back and they tried to win games. They were not tanking. Um, we know the Spurs, Wemby got hurt. The 76ers, everybody on that team got hurt. So you can't blame them for being in this position. But you can say the Hornets, the Jazz, the Wizards, the Pelicans, the Nets, the Raptors were all tanking purposefully. And none of them got rewarded for it, which is crazy. So if we're just doing a little quick glance into things right now, I'm gonna go up to number six for you and see who teams could select. So obviously, the Mavs are gonna take Cooper Flag. I highly doubt there's any package you would trade Cooper Flag for, but we've seen Nico do stranger things. Number two, the Spurs, they keep that pick. They're gonna have to go with Dylan Harper. I don't care. You got to make the fit work. You got to trade De'Aaron Fox. This is just a brief thing, though. We'll get into this on another pod. Number 3 pick, the 76ers. I think you have to take Ace Bailey. Great positional fit, great player, great potential. Number 4, the Hornets. They're probably gonna have to take VJ Edgecombe, or they're gonna have to. I mean, the consensus for everyone else is Kaman Malak from Duke. I wouldn't do that, but we will see. They're either gonna take a big or VJ Edgecombe, I would assume. And for the Jazz, people are saying Jeremiah Fears because he would be the better of the other 2 point guards. I don't see that. If VJ Edgecombe is there, I would take him. It's possible they could take Trey Johnson. Uh, they got a number of ways they could go. I would like someone else. I'll let you know on a future episode for the Jazz at number 5. And for number 6, the Wizards, it would be great if they can get a Jeremiah Fears. But they just need talent all around the board. They could go with a Derek Queen type. We will see. And yeah, we'll see how the board falls. We'll see how the combine goes, all that good stuff. But as far as this lottery, one of the most exciting lotteries I've seen in a while. It's getting crazier every year, but the consistent overall theme of it is rigged. But let's go over the winners and losers of this NBA draft lottery. Let's winners first or losers first? Let's go with winners first. The Sixers are obviously winners because if they fell out of the top 6, they would have lost their pick. They ended up with the 3rd pick. Great for the Sixers. The Mavs, obviously, jumping those 11 or so picks to the number 1 pick with the 1.8% chance. That is insane. The Spurs, they have 2 picks, like I said, but they still jump from like number 8 to number 2. Great job. And the Hawks, because their pick could have been a top 5 pick going to the Spurs, they got to keep their pick. They have the 13th selection. Losers, obviously the 3 I named, but go ahead and lump the Pelicans in there. The Hornets, Wizards, Jazz, and Pelicans, they all fell in the wrong draft to fall too. I mean, they fell big time. And you could say the Kings, I mean, because they're not even on this list. And they had a 0.8% chance. So I think they lost their pick. I didn't see who they lost their pick to. It just says the Kings had a 0.8% chance, but they do not have a selection. So they lost it to one of these teams. But anyway, those are the losers, Hornets, Wizards, Jazz, Pels. But I'd say there's at least 5 really good players in this draft. So it sucks if you don't get 1 or 2, because those are the elite all-star guaranteed players, in my opinion. But 3, 4, and 5, you still have a great shot at it. And the Wizards and Pelicans at 6 and 7, maybe the Nets can get a good player in there that will contribute to their team. Everyone else is a crapshoot. People will be drafting off of potential and size, height, length, speed, all that stuff. But you really wanted to be top 5 in this draft. We will see how it goes. A lot of disappointed teams, a lot of happy teams. But that's the NBA draft for you. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff to the All Rookie Podcast. And I'll have another episode on the prospects coming up soon. Till next time, I'm out of here. Peace.